Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and directly across the internet from me is...
I am Rody John, and across the internet from me is... Amy is on sabbatical. She will be back shortly.
On today's show, we talk with Letatia Teykl from Levitt Pavilion about the fall schedule, how the Levitt is showcasing more musicians, local musicians and bands as openers, the Styx concert on October 16th, and more.
We also talked to Angelina with Piccolo Mondo about their history that goes all the way back to 1983, the importance of music to the restaurant, and what community means to them.
Man, what a great interview, because I've never been to Piccolo Mondo, but it's like an Arlington institution. Like it's been here forever.
Yeah. As long as I've been alive, it's been here. And I actually had never been until a couple weeks ago. Before this interview, I was like, all right, let me see what this place is all about. Delicious. That's what it's all about.
Good food, good people, and, good location in Arlington.
Right. I mean, what's so funny is that strip, I am very curious what it even looked like back in 1983, but now it is absolutely booming. You've got a Whole Foods there. You've got Three Dogs Bakery. You've got Blaze Pizza. I mean, and the area around it has grown even more. So I'm curious as what it looked like back in 1983.
Me too. You know what I'm also curious about? What our 100 show's going to look like.
Hey, me too.
On September 25th, join us at Dr. Jekyll's at 7 p.m. We're going to be doing a live show called For the Love of Arlington with a roundtable of friends and guests to discuss Arlington, our 100th episode, and, maybe some other cool stuff in store.
It's true. So unfortunately, Garrett Martin will not be joining us, as we have brought up before. However, we do have another guest, which we will name later, but it is another female, and she does a lot of amazing things in the city.
Yes, so, but definitely joining us on stage will be Dr. Barbara Odom Wesley from the Arlington City Council, and also Frio Trio will be doing a cool show afterwards. So come hang out, drink the beer that we're going to have brewed there, and see Frio Trio after our show. Stick around and check it out.
And you can hang out with Frio Trio before and after they get done playing, because, I'm sure they're going to be there the entire time. John kind of runs the place, and EJ kind of also helps with audio there. So
yeah, so they'll be there, and they'll be, taking your questions. I don't know if they'll be taking your questions. Don't ask them any questions. Just say ask you.
If you want to ask a question, it seemed like they're open to it.
They're very nice gentlemen, so I'm sure they would be. But just also, while we're talking about some cool stuff, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Arlington Citizen Media. We got a couple different tiers if you'd like to help us out. We do Patreon shout-outs, so thank you so much to Brian Fratto and Brandon McLaughlin for supporting us, helping us out tremendously. You can check out Brandon in his music at Instagram.com/Brandon McLaughlin Music, Facebook.com/Brandon McLaughlin Music, and you can also check him out on Twitter at Burrito_Brandon. Burrito Brandon.
That's right. And if you want to follow Brian Fratto on Instagram, he's a fun follow. He's got, congratulations on his new son.
Yes.
Samuel Robert, a.k.a. Sammy Bobby, was born this past weekend, and so congratulations. He's a little busy with his...
That's a free shout-out to Sam. That's a free birthday shout-out.
That's right. No charge necessary for that one.
No charge necessary. Exciting that you're into the world, Sam. Looking forward to seeing what you look like aside from looking like your sister. But excited to meet him. I haven't met him yet, but this was all very sudden, so I'm sure we'll be meeting him pretty soon.
Yeah, he came a little early, but welcome to the world, Sam, and I can't wait to see the amazing things you do.
All right, we are here at Union Works with Letatia Teykl. Thank you so much for coming in today. How are you?
I'm doing great. You got the name right.
I know.
Well.
I've been working on it. My name's Daryl Smith, so it's super easy. It's for people to remember. But I also know they spell my name wrong, so I want to get it right.
Oh, I get that all the time with John. They put an H in there. I'm like, nope, there's even when they see it written out, they still put an H. I'm like, okay.
You do you.
Yeah, good job.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Talk about the Levitt, which is a crown jewel in the city of Arlington. Starting the fall schedule on Friday, September 3rd, with Meech Pango opening for Brave Combo. How'd the spring season go?
Oh, it went great. The lineups were beautiful. We had a diverse genre list, so it was fantastic. And then we live streamed as well. So turned out great.
We talked a little bit about the live streaming kind of continuing even after COVID. We're still in the midst of it, obviously, but I like that it's kind of stuck around because it's given me an opportunity to see those things where I'm like, well, man, I'm in Arkansas this weekend, but I'm going to pop in real quick and see what's going on. I can actually hear the Levitt from my house, so that's really nice. Sometimes I'll be like, okay. I'll be like, what's that noise? And I'm like, oh, it's music. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I just sit in my backyard and like hear the music, like drive, like come on over. It's really cool.
I often think about that with people who live in those apartments right there. I'm like, man, how cool would it be? Just go out on your balcony, listen to some good live music, and then,
go back inside.
Yeah, go right back inside. You're good.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some posts on Instagram, like up from their balcony going, I love my downtown.
Yeah.
And then they were videoing one girl, whoever she is, she videos our wedding that we had on the lawn, which was beautiful. And then she always gets the concert. So it's really cool.
That's nice.
That is amazing.
And organic. Very fun.
Right?
Yeah. How many other balconies can you go on and listen to just some live music right there? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's so great about it.
Yes. And some great live music.
Oh, amazing live music. Well, speaking of which, you guys have done a great job of showcasing not only the local artists as openers, but as well the big artists. Now, when did y'all kind of decide to spotlight not only just the headliners, but the opening act as well?
We call it the Share the Stage program.
All right, nice.
And Women Inspiring Philanthropy came in, and we presented to them and said, look, we have this concept we'd like for you to consider supporting. So they supported the inaugural year, which is this year. Yeah. It'll be budgeted obviously for next year. It's called Share the Stage, and it's just our way of bringing and looking for North Texas talent and putting on the Levitt stage. And y'all, it's been a treat. Yeah. And some of the stories that are coming out of it, and it's been a nice thing to watch, especially because you're on the lawn more then too. Right. You get to come, you get an hour show before, and it kicks it off. It gets you ready just like you would any other concert venue.
Right. That's what's so funny because I'll ask people, like, if they went to go see, let's say you went to see Chris Stapleton the past weekend. I always ask, oh, who's the opening band? And they'll let people like, oh, I don't know. I showed up like halfway through. I'm like, come to see these opening acts. At one point, your favorite headliner was an opener. Yeah. So you've got to start coming to the openers and checking them out.
Yes. And some of the talent, you're going, oh my gosh, how come they're not even, bigger than they are at that moment? And I think to be able for the Levitt to help elevate all levels of talent and to be a part of the whole music scene from the beginning, if someone getting started to someone that's been around for a while. One of our crew members is actually a local artist who plays with Court.
Joseph.
Yeah. And so, he's played now on our stage, and just that synergy going on and bringing up the talent, conversations. Meech Pango, they said it's been on their bucket list to play at the Levitt. So
I would say
huge.
so.
That is huge.
It's a massive stage as well. So, even if you only get the 30 or 40 people that had come early, it's a massive stage on an incredible crowd size that you could get. So,
and an incredible location.
Right.
Like, it's so cool to be able to kind of like, as someone who's played on stage, not that stage, but a stage, it would be really cool to be able to like look out and see like the city of Arlington, like as you're, the downtown area that we've got, going on down there. It's a really incredible place.
Well, there was a cool story when Lance Battalion, they're a rock band out of Mansfield, and they're high school students, and they're fabulous, great band. And they opened up for Desperado.
Oh, wow.
And which is another great tribute band for the Eagles, local. Donnie Hart's amazing. Anyway, the whole team, the whole band's great. But the one of the guitarists went to the side to our photographer and said, hey, at the end of their performance, go get a picture, have them turn their back to the audience,
Oh, yeah.
snap that shot.
that's
He
so
says
cool.
it's a moment they'll never forget.
100%.
So there was coaching going on, this mentoring moment, and you're like, and then towards the end when Desperado was playing on the side stage, the guys were from Levitt Pavilion were over there slinging their head and rocking, and I'm
That's
like,
so cool.
that's what it's about.
Yeah, 100%. Like that connection and like, we're just music lovers, everyone that loves music together. Man, that's such a great story. So
And
fun.
you knew you were a part of this moment. The crowd stands up and waves, and you're like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's what this whole program is doing some blending together and rising up. Those live streams, our live streams right now are over close to 2,000 of a concert.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah,
And we've
for
had
something that
people
started last year.
Yeah. We've had people say, thank you for continuing the live stream because I'm still not ready to come out.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's great. We have that option.
Right.
Pretty
So
cool.
great. So last time we had talked, y'all had just opened the hospitality center. Well, how great is it to have it open, and like what has it brought in addition to what the Levitt was already having, down there anyway?
Well, so like today, right now, we've got 2 events scheduled there today. There is a nonprofit doing a fundraiser. They've got
Awesome.
86 women seated, beautiful tables.
Oh, that's incredible.
And that is for an organization that helps young girls
Right.
in their training as becoming adults, and so they're doing a fundraiser today. Tonight we have there's a birthday party to corporate events. During the concert season, it can be a VIP opportunity. But if we don't have a sponsor or an event that night, we open it up for everybody.
That's awesome.
So you can come
really
up.
cool.
It's a lot of fun.
That's so
It's
great.
been nice.
I really like the way it looks too. I think it's a very like nice addition to the Levitt. It didn't like take anything away. I
Yeah.
think it made it better.
Yeah. And it doesn't block anybody's view.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
right off to the side, and it's just absolutely perfect. Plus, you don't have to go to a porta potty if you don't want to.
Yes, and people. So that is a revenue generator for the
Right.
Levitt, and so we use those funds to. So not only in the past we would put on the 50 free shows, but now we have opening artists. So we'll be paying over 100 artist contracts.
That's so great.
And
so
last
good.
year, even during COVID, we actually paid 63 artist contracts. So that's when our fundraising, or if people ask about ticketed shows, those dollars help us raise money for the free shows.
Yeah.
So it's
Which
a
are
lot.
a community staple. Like I don't know anyone in Arlington who's ever been like, I don't like the Levitt. Like, everyone just like, I love the Levitt.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's
Yeah.
good to hear.
It is. I've never met anyone who's like, oh, you have a band shell down or a concert stage downtown. That's not cool. No, it's cool. It's real
It's
cool.
very
It is
cool.
Very
cool.
I know some nights it's not as cool, but that's just
That's
Texas
true.
weather.
Yeah,
That's
no,
Tex-
no,
that's just
yeah.
Texas. That's
So yeah,
Texas
that
good about
August,
it.
we do take that month of August off. It gets a little warm.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
I mean, you and I share a birthday in August, and we can't really do stuff outside unless it's a pool party or something. And then, what are you gonna do?
And then yes, or you go to Colorado and listen
Yeah.
to a lot of
Right.
live music.
So, Levitt is part of the Ramblin Roads Music Festival, which is happening the weekend of October 1st through the 3rd. How important is this festival for not only the Levitt, but the city of Arlington?
I would say it's really, really important. We received our designation as a music-friendly community
Right.
at the end of 2020, and so just being a part of that and bringing live music. There's 18 venues. There's local artists. There's regional artists and national, artists coming to be a part of this Rambling Roads
Right.
event. And you're just seeing some synergy. We're going to celebrate music
Yeah.
that weekend in Arlington and really start to get Arlington on the map for all the venues that we have that provide live
And there's
music.
so many.
It's so true.
And yes, and all different. It could be the Tiki Bar across the street.
It could be, absolutely.
To Legal Draft, to the Levitt, Texas Live, Arlington Music Hall. Oh my gosh, the list goes on.
Well, we were talking to Garrett Martin with Downtown Arlington Management Corporation about Rambling Roads Festival and how it was bridging, the entertainment district with Texas Live, like you just said, with the Levitt, with Urban Union, with the other places downtown, like all these venues that we have within, walking distance in a lot of cases, especially in this area over here. Maybe not Texas Live. I mean, I could walk that, but it's
Still a little hike.
It's a little bit
It
right
is a
now.
little hike.
But it's nice to see that synergy that you're talking about between all these people who want the city to be a music place and to be known for that. Not just the stadiums, but for this culture that we're creating down here.
Absolutely. We have the Sounds and Cities Conference. It's out at the governor's office. The Texas Music Office is hosting their conference here. Actually, Arlington, we're the host.
That's
the
awesome.
Music-friendly community of Arlington. And that is September the 9th and 10th.
Okay.
And we're inviting artists. It'll come out next week, but to come to the networking event the night before. And basically, this conference brings music-friendly community cities from across
that's cool.
Texas.
Wow.
And we get to host them in Arlington.
And showcase what we're about.
And showcase what we're about. So the conference people will go to the networking that will be for all Arlington, folks that are into the industry. And then on the conferences all day on Friday at Globe Life Field.
Right.
And then the trolleys will bring them to the Levitt Arlington on Friday night for the Peterson brothers. And then we've invited them to stay in town for our 9/11 event in remembrance of 20 years ago. We have Lee Greenwood, we have Dina Carter, and we have a whole program before that, talking about just the experience of 20 years ago and just how important our first responders are. We're also honoring all the first responders in our community, fire, police, healthcare providers. So that day is going to be big, but we're inviting those cities to come watch Arlington do it.
That's so great.
So it's going to be, it'll be a big weekend.
Yeah.
We'll be promoting Ramblin Roads as well.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, see that synergy. I think that's it. When everybody can come together and talk about what you're trying to accomplish, we can lift everybody up, and that's what's happening.
That's what I think almost verbatim what we talked to Garrett about was that we've been talking about this sense of community that's been bubbling up in the city of Arlington and downtown especially over the last 2 years, and this feels like the culmination of, and hopefully the payoff and the beginning of something even better and bigger that we're all going to benefit from.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think you're right. We're in the process. It should come out in the next few months, but we'll have a database where for the music-friendly community, where all the music industry-related businesses would go and register on this database.
Oh.
And so, like you guys would be, based
Right.
on what you do, you would be one of the data entries, so that when people come to our city, they could look in and say, "Hey, who's the local radio stations?
Sure.
What kind of
Podcasts.
what's going? Yes, what are they doing?" And so they'll be able to go to the directory for Arlington. So that's in process now too.
Awesome.
So I can come back later and we can talk about that.
yeah.
Well, it's funny
Absolutely.
because
It's gonna be great.
Well, David from Arlington Nights, we had kind of talked about that before, about how we wanted to try to get all the venues together along with the musicians and try to start, plugging and placing. Hey, we need somebody for a Friday night. What band's free? Boom, plug them in.
That'll help.
Yeah, and a lot of musicians are saying, hey, we've had many musicians say that they don't know where to play in Arlington. I was like, I listed at least 5 or 6 off the top of my head. And again, if we have the music, if we have a database, it's so much easier.
That is David is on the advisory committee.
Very nice.
For the music-friendly community Arlington.
Okay.
And so what's going to happen is that will develop out and will be pushed out to everybody. So it's in process.
That's so good.
It's kind of that organic. There, the Levitt is actually, I serve as the liaison for the city to the governor's office. So the main number one requirement is we get that database going.
Yeah.
So Thrive, who is a local Arlington business, works our website. They're building it right now.
Oh,
so
wow.
Cool.
that'll be something we can talk about that will really kind of get that bubbling up, is the word you used.
Yeah. So, talking about the Levitt a little bit, the next benefit concert is happening Saturday, October 16th. Taylor Young Band is going to be opening for Styx, which is really cool.
Huge.
Yeah.
How important is the show, and how cool is it going to be? I mean, just having Styx in downtown Arlington is dope.
Yeah.
Right? And to rock out at that level is going to be great. Tickets are still on sale.
Okay.
And we're back to the share the stage concept. So think about when an artist performs on the stage, they get a production team that can produce a Styx show, but that can
also produce that.
Yes, and that you're a part of this one big music done fantastically on the Levitt stage. And so that's kind of cool. Hey, I think let's see, Texas Gentleman, who is playing on next Saturday night at the Levitt. Did a video, and in their video, that's kind of what they highlighted, is that, look, we're going to be on the stage with, y'all should go to the Facebook page because it's kind of a hilarious video, and of 38 Special, Styx, and they say, and then us. So, but it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and the Taylor Young Band you could see at the Ramblin' Music Festival as well.
Oh, that okay.
Yeah, they're going to be at Mavericks. I'm just looking at.
Cool.
Oh, that's great. Oh, they're
on
really
that Saturday.
good.
Yeah,
they were our second. Taylor was our second live stream in 2020. I mean, and it was in his living room.
Right.
It was when it was brand new. April, and we're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know? So it's really kind of cool to see it come full circle.
It is. It is cool. I like whenever stuff like that happens, for sure.
Yeah. We talked about it earlier, but I do believe this live stream, it's going to continue on. Because, again, people, whether they feel comfortable or not, they can still catch up the concert. They just unfortunately won't get the energy and the vibes that you get from being there live.
That is true. Yeah. Yes.
Now, is there a show that you're looking forward to the most on this schedule?
Oh, my gosh. I think I love them all. That's the whole season. I mean, we've got Kylie Fry. She did one of our live streams last year. She's a country. She's a gem. Watching her career grow is going to be great. Chris Colston, part of Ramblin' Roads, one of my all-time, William Clark Green.
Yep.
I mean, I saw him a few weeks ago up in Denver, and I'm telling you, that show, the energy, you were talking about energy on the stage, watching him interact with his band and the crowd. And so that October 2nd is going to be a big one. And, of course, September the 11th with Lee Greenwood. I mean...
And get to showcase what the city of Arlington is all about.
Oh, yeah. And just, you were talking Synergy again, the Medal of Honor Museum, the Field of Honor folks, all of these people were all gathering to honor and remember. And it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So I don't know the whole season. I'm excited.
All of it.
All of it. Every bit of it.
Come out to every show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if people want to find out more about what's happening at the Levitt, where can they do that? Where can they find out all this, the schedule and all that?
LevittPavilionArlington.org on our website. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram and Twitter. But, yeah, follow us on social media. And then also follow it's MFC Arlington for the music-friendly, on music-friendly community on Instagram. And then there's a music-friendly community Facebook page now.
I joined, or I saw it the other day, and I was like, yes.
Great, thank you. Yay! It's going to be good. More to come.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
More to come indeed. Thank you so much for coming back on. And then we hope to see you again. Obviously,
I get to see you in person now.
I know.
Yes,
Look,
yes,
yay!
yes.
This is the first time. You are a real person.
Right. It is real.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Oh, thank y'all.
With Angelina with Piccolo Mondo. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing well. So, as you just told me, Piccolo Mondo means small world. This place was founded in 1983. Could you tell me more? How did this place come to be?
The owner, Antonio Capiccioli, him and his partner, Nick Saracino, they decided to start this restaurant in 83. They had actually moved here to the area the year before and opened up a different restaurant in the Plano area, and it actually didn't go so well.
Right.
That was their first go at it, and it was not great. It went under really pretty fast. Just wasn't the right timing for everything, and then they ended up having the opportunity to buy this restaurant, which used to be the Canopy.
Oh, okay.
And they gave it a go, and from 83 we've just had really pretty amazing clientele and loyal patrons who have just continued to show up, and it just kept blossoming.
Yeah, I've actually, last week was my first time actually in here, but I've had friends who grew up, because I grew up in South Arlington, so for me, this North Arlington is so far away.
Oh, yeah.
But I had friends that did grow up here, and they said, yeah, this place is an institution. So, of course, I stopped by for lunch, and former Mayor Williams was in here, and yeah, it was so nice to see.
Yeah, you can see a lot of people, everybody from a doctor to sometimes a baseball nut or a
Well, yeah,
a
of course, you're
cowboy
up the
fan. I
street.
mean, really everybody from across the board is in this place, so it's
And so this is not just a regular like Olive Garden type Italian restaurant by any stretch of the imagination. It's more of a high end. So in that way, how do you explain like the high end, and why did they choose, I guess, to be high end?
I think it was really just that there wasn't anything like it in this area. And also the other partner, who's no longer with us, Nick, who I talked about in the beginning. Nick is, I want to say he's like 92 now, but about 5 years ago he decided to retire and go back to Italy. But he was, kind of a strict and very formal kind of guy. He wanted everything done a certain way. So when it came to creating a menu, he wanted it to represent his area of Italy and make sure that it was up to par. And Antonio had actually only ever worked in very, I guess, high, fine dining atmospheres. He worked in Monte Carlo. He worked at a resort in Elbow Beach in Bermuda. So when he came here, after giving it a go at a few different ideas, he realized that really his niche was fine dining and that Arlington was lacking a fine dining Italian restaurant that really had that genuine, authentic feel to it.
Right.
So he ended up coming here, opening up the place, and from the get-go, like I said, they just showed up in droves and never went away. But yeah, I think it was just a spot that really needed to be filled. People wanted to go somewhere to have anniversaries and birthdays, to celebrate big moments in their life, and even sad moments for funerals or celebrations of life, anything like that. This has kind of pinholed that little atmosphere for us here in Arlington.
Right, and like you said, people do come here, celebrate birthdays and stuff. You guys have a banquet room, which fits up to 40 people. So I guess tell me the range of what people have kind of booked the room for.
Oh man, we've had I think the weirdest one we've ever had, but like it's not weird in that sense, but we've had like an Eagle Scout, becoming an Eagle Scout guy back there, which was great. But for the most part, it's usually like rehearsal dinners, company Christmas dinners, everything from baptisms and baby showers to, you name it, they've done it in that back room. I've had them pull a red carpet back there and have like a 50th surprise party and make it very Hollywood.
That's fantastic.
They can kind of do whatever they want in the space. We give our clients the availability to kind of create what they want back there. We want to make sure that they have the experience that they want. So we're usually pretty customizable in that aspect.
Right. So this is also a piano bar. You guys have live music Wednesday night through Saturday night starting at 7 p.m. Was that always something that they had, or was it something that kind of just over the years?
I'm pretty sure always. They always had the piano. I think when he moved in, he came in with it. I'm not sure about that one, but I know as long as I've been here 10 years, they've had it, and I know for long before me they did.
Right.
We have a different range of performers. We have Paul and Jim, who mostly everybody knows. They'll play everything from Led Zeppelin to Phantom of the Opera.
Wow.
And then we have Ricardo, who is very classical. Think along, like they're just up and down the keys the whole time. He's just really beautiful music. And then every now and then we have a lady named Diane who comes in, and she is very show tunesy in a good way. She loves Les Mis, she loves Somewhere Over the Rainbow. But I think we have a good mix across the board. Jim and Paul are the ones that are here most of the time, and Jim is our saxophonist. So we don't just have the piano, we have both. It usually does always start at 7. Jim's, Paul's always a little bit late, so a few minutes. I think it's by nature.
Flexible,
But for the most part, everybody loves it. They always play Happy Birthday if it's your birthday, or if you make a request for your anniversary song, they'll usually try to make it happen.
Wow, that's great. So you have an amazing wine list also that pairs well with the food. How important, obviously, with the Italian heritage, is it to pair that wine with the food?
Well, I think here it's more about the experience. As far as pairing them together, that's a great idea, but a lot of them have had the same drink they've been drinking forever, so it's not necessarily always wine, though we do have more than 200 bottles in stock here. And everything from a $400 bottle of wine to a $25 bottle of wine. We want to make sure that anybody who wants to have a reason to celebrate, that we have an option for them that matches not only their budget, but the experience that they're trying to have. So if they want to go all out and order a bottle of Dom and celebrate their proposal, which we've had way more proposals in here than I could count, we're happy to do that. But if they just want to have a nice bottle of wine and celebrate their first anniversary, and we're able to provide that experience too.
It's like, 'cause we're sitting kind of in the bar area and I'm looking, and there's a lot of good liquor bottles over there too. So
yeah,
it's not just wine. You guys are kind of got everything for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a certain drink that you want, I know a couple people that just come in here and order a certain cognac on a certain day every year.
Oh, wow.
Like for their anniversary, or if they're retiring, they want to come in and have a special something that they haven't had before. We're usually able to provide that experience for them.
That's so good. So they've won countless awards throughout the Metroplex, whether it be D Magazine, Fort Worth, Arlington as well. Is there a focus on maybe even winning awards, or is it just kind of they just happen to come along?
No, I mean, we just have a really fantastic community here in DFW that continues to support us. I mean, we are so blown away, especially after the pandemic this year. The people who showed up when our doors were shut and we were just doing to go, I mean, it was just insane. I could cry because they were just amazing for showing up in droves the way that they did to order to go. And when a lot of other businesses shut their doors, we didn't.
Right.
And we're thankful for that. As far as awards go, you know, I think the face of the place being Antonio has always been something that people long. When they walk through the door, it's somebody that they know and he knows them and they feel special. And he has always been such a stickler for making sure that these guys provide every table in here with the best experience, whether it be giving them more water or making sure they get a bottle of wine recommendation. He is really on point with making sure that our waiters are in charge of providing them with an experience that they want to go home and write about. And our service, I think, is why we end up with the awards. I think it's that when people come here, I know that your grandkid had surgery last year, or that your grandmother's been in the hospital and was sick. We all don't just, you know, we want to provide you with a good experience, but we also kind of want to know what's going on in your life because you've been coming here forever. We have a ton of regulars, and we feel really blessed by that.
Right.
So.
I do always found that to be amazing, especially in the past year and a half now, of people still coming out to the places that they do love, whether they can actually be inside or not, or even feel comfortable being inside. They're still there to provide them with service, and then, you know, in return, they're going to keep keeping their loyalty that way.
Yeah, I think he set a standard for impeccable service. Not just good one, but really set that bar so high that people come back here because they know they're going to have a good time and that they're not going to be ignored, and that their waiter, somebody that's been waiting on them for 20 years and knows that they don't like cheese on their spinach ravioli. I feel like that matters to people, having that sense of feeling important, feeling good.
Right. So. Yeah. So we have a segment on the show called Terminal Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. What's your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
In Arlington?
Arlington.
I don't live in Arlington. I have to think about this.
Where do you live?
I live in Keller.
Okay.
But you know what? Everybody tells me the best place for pizza is Kirby's.
Okay. Down south. Yeah.
Near Arlington High, maybe?
Oh, you mean not Pizza Pizza? Kirby's?
I think so. But you know what? Actually, I'm going to tell you what my favorite pizza is in Arlington. My favorite pizza, especially because we're right here at Piccolo, we always go to Whole Foods. I know that sounds so crazy.
No, Whole Foods actually has good pizza.
They have a really good pizza. You can order one and make it whatever you want and take it to go. And a lot of the time when we're kind of sick of eating pasta here, some of us will go down there and go get pizza. Okay. So that's going to be mine. I'm going to say Whole Foods. I'm going way off the grid.
I won't tell Blaze, even though you guys are right up to the rear. So if people want to find you on social media, where can they do so?
Okay, so if they want to find us, we have a really awesome Facebook presence under Piccolo Mondo Italian Restaurant. And then we also have an Instagram at Piccolo Mondo TX. Okay. Because there's been a few. There's some in New York, some in Chicago. We actually randomly have a few people call us and place orders from other states on accident every now and then.
Even though the zip code is completely off. Zip code area code,
And you can follow us on either one of those places, and we would love that too. If you follow us, we post our specials and we'll post what's going on. Right now, we're asking everybody to go to that Fort Worth Weekly and vote for us.
There you go.
You know, we want to make sure that we get back up in the listings and in everybody's good graces again, especially since we've opened our doors since the pandemic. So.
Right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to spending more time too.
Absolutely. We look forward to having you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to our guests, Letatia and Angelina, from Piccolo Mondo and Levitt Pavilion, respectively. Thank you so much for everything you do for the city. I know that we say it all the time, but these institutions and businesses, I mean, they're the lifeblood of our community. Mm-hmm. And I'm just very excited that people are out there doing such cool things. And I'm glad we get to talk about it. It's cool that we get to talk about it, really.
And what's great is you could put both of these things into one night and have a great date night. Go out, get some nice Italian food over at Piccolo Mondo, and then go enjoy a beautiful show at the Levitt. So, I mean, it goes, go hand in hand.
Maybe October 16th, go Styx concert, whatever.
Exactly.
So if you're out and about in the city of Arlington and you find yourself with nothing to do on a Monday, actually head over to the city of Pantego to go to Dr. Jekyll's, because every Monday is trivia night.
And every second and fourth Tuesday over at Create Arlington is their open mic / poetry night.
Every Wednesday at Jambo's, you can fill yourself up with some meat and also fill your soul up with some UTA jazz from 5:30 to 7:30.
And then afterwards, head on over to Division Brewing, because every Wednesday night is trivia night from 7 to 9 p.m.
Every other Thursday, Grounds and Gold will be hosting an open mic by yours truly. Not me, but you.
Yeah, me. I will be hosting over at Grounds and Gold every other Thursday. If you know an artist or are an artist yourself, come on out, check it out. I guarantee you can get on stage because I'll make room for you. But while you're doing that, afterwards, go over to One Love Lounge at 8 p.m. That's their Artist Love Night, which is their open mic night.
And if you haven't been open mic'd out enough, every first and third Friday, head over to Inclusion Coffee. They got an open mic night, and they got some rad coffee.
And while you're out there, make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.